Hello and welcome back to mathsplus. Today we have a quartic polynomial to solve. We have x to the 4 minus 4x to the 3 minus 4x to the 2 plus 16x minus 8 is equal to 0. So we're solving this, so maybe pause the video, give it a try and let me know how you get on. But if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. I really appreciate that. Thank you. So let's get started. Let's examine the numbers across the board on the polynomial. So we have a minus 4 coefficient here and a minus 4. But remember, if we square negative 2, what we would get if we were squaring out, we would get a plus 4. So we need a plus 4 here. So what we're going to do primarily is we're going to add in a plus 8x squared to get a plus 4x squared here to have a square. So if we add in 8x squared, we need to balance it as well, okay? So what we will get then would be x to the 4 minus 4x to the 3. Now, minus 4 plus 8 is plus 4, and that's an x squared type. Now on the other side then we have minus 8x squared minus 16x plus 8, and we can factor out 8 on that side later. Okay, so this is what we have now. We're going to focus on what we have here. As you can see here, we can factor out x squared. Factored out x squared, then inside we have x squared minus 4x plus 4, so you know that's a square. Also, we're going to subtract 8 out, and look, this will give x squared minus 2x, and we have a minus 1 as well. So we know that these are squares, so we have x minus 2 all to be squared, and also we have 8, okay, and we have x minus 1 all to be squared in here. Okay, now this is very neat, but we're going to create now, we're going to take the coefficients and we're going to induct them back into the actual square. So the square root of x squared is x. So I'm going to bring that back in and I get x squared minus 2x inside. Okay. And then for the 8, we know 8, okay, square rooted is 2 square root 2. So we're going to go here with 2 square root 2x minus 2 square root 2 all to be squared. So this looks very familiar as this is the difference of two squares format. Now we're going to apply the difference of two squares, but we've got to be very careful with the signs, okay, when we're doing the alternate signs. Okay, so let's look at that. So we let this group here equal the first one, and the second one here, we leave that equal to the y. So we're going to coordinate it all together now with our difference of two squares formulas. So the first set now we'll get x squared. Now we've got to group the x terms together, you know, so we're going to get a negative, and then we'll group the 2. These will be x terms. So we have a negative 2. We're going to subtract. So we're going to have minus a minus, so that will give a plus then, plus 2 square root 2. And again, the negative, okay, will from here, we'll change the sign then of the second term here. So that's going to be a positive as well. So 2 root 2. And then the opposites then on the other side. So we get x squared. We're going to get a minus 2 here. And then we still have the 2. And we have minus 2 root 2. And again, minus 2 root 2. Okay, and that's our combinations. Right, so these are going to be quadratic, okay, and they're factors of the quartic. Now we're going to solve for the first quadratic factor of the quartic equation. So we're going to apply the quadratic formula, and we're going to assign the coefficients of 1, minus 2 root 2 for B, and 2 root 2 for C. So let's input them into the formula and calculate out the first two roots, x1 and x2. So we're going to put in minus 2 root 2, so our B, and minus 2 root 2 all to be squared, 1, 2 root 2 for C, and 1 below there. It's already there. Okay, and now we have them inputted, so we're going to square this out. We're going to get minus 2 squared plus 2 minus 2 root 2 all to be squared. So that's 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 8 is 12. And then we're going to get the cross multipliers. So we're going to get 12 in here plus the cross multipliers is 8 square root 2. And then we have 4 by 2 root 2, which is 8 square root 2. So you can see here we're going to get a cancellation of the surds, okay, which is ideal. And we're going to get a final value of the square root of 12 as the discriminant. Okay, so we know that the square root of 12 is equal to 2 square root 3. So this will give us the opportunity to divide in by 2 here, here, and here. Okay, and then we're going to get our first set of roots, which are x subscript 1 and 2 is equal to 1 plus square root of 2 plus or minus then the discriminant square root 3. Right, so now we're going to go on to the second set of um, factors for the second uh, quadratic equation. So again, like the last time, we're going to assign our a, b, and c, and let's see how they work out. So we're going to go with minus 2. In this case now, it's a plus 2 root 2. And then over here again, it's going to be minus 2 plus 2 root 2. Square them all up. And then over here, be careful, minus 2 root 2. Okay, and all over 1. Minus 4 by minus 2 root 2 is plus 8 root 2. These will cancel and give us a result of the square root of 12. Now remember the square root of 12 again is equal to 2 root 3. So we're going to divide across, okay, by 2 in here and we get our result. Remember now this sign is negative unlike the last set. So our factors for the second quadratic is x subscript 3 and 4 is 1 minus square root 2 plus or minus square root 3 again. Thus our solutions are 1 plus or minus the square root of 2 plus or minus the square root of 3. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks a lot for watching and see you again soon.